Hello, fellow YouTubers, this is Yuto Moses here to give you my movie review for X-Men First Class. This movie is a prequel to the whole X-Men series, which you haven't noticed from watching the trailer, and it tells about the backstory behind Charles Xavier and Erik Lehnsherr, who's also known as Magneto, and it tells about the birth of Mutant Academy and Magneto's revenge that he's been holding against the man who killed his mother, who is Sebastian Shaw, played by Kevin Bacon. And they also explain about the relationship and about some of the other mutants, of which we will see in the other X-Men movies. Now, I just want to say that I only watched the first X-Men movie and not any of the others, and because this is a prequel, I guess it doesn't require me to watch the other movies. And I thought at first it was going to blow because we know how bad these movie prequels do with every other critic, but after watching it, I was really surprised, and I couldn't be any more wrong about it. Matthew Vaughn, who you may best know him as the director of Kick-Ass, can't do any more wrong in any of the movies when it involves superheroes or comic books, no matter how much of a disadvantage the concept he's given to is. Let me just start off with the acting, and I just want to say that I'm liking Michael Fassbender more and more as an actor, especially when he's been in movies like Eden Lake, Inglourious Basterds, Fish Tank, or Hunger. He gives marvelous performances in all of them, and seeing him play as the young Magneto, it had me psyched, and he was just badass in that role. James McAvoy was great as Charles Xavier, and seeing him playing off with Magneto's character, I thought it was just wonderful. And Jennifer Lawrence, who I know her in other movies like The Burning Plains and her Oscar-nominated role in Winter's Bone, I thought she was really great in that movie, and seeing her in X-Men First Class as Mystique, a much more sophisticated character, it was just, well, only this clip can describe how I feel about it. Now, Kevin Bacon as Sebastian Shaw, I thought I liked his German accent in the first scene he was in during the Holocaust, but for the most part, he seemed to drop it and just gone with his regular voice. I don't know what the reason was, but pretty much for most of the movie, I thought at first he was hamming it up, but he still tends to be a cool villain, and that's because his mutant power involves absorbing energy from whatever attack he can take and deflecting it at his enemies, which I thought was really cool. The rest of the actors who played mutants did an exceptional job at their parts, and like I said before, I thought at first the prequel wasn't going to do good because it wasn't going to establish much to the characters or to the story, to how it happened, but it really explained a lot in this movie. It explained how Magneto got his helmet and the pain he endured during the Holocaust. It explained how Xavier got paralyzed, and even explains about Mystique's aging process and why she looked so young in the other movies. Although it's really lame to hear how Xavier and Erik got the mutant nicknames from Havoc. But one thing that I have to bring up, and this is a really good Easter egg, is that we get to see a cameo from a certain someone that will make you really laugh with. And Matthew Vaughn, who's very memorable for his recent movie Kick-Ass, he directs his movies really stylish, and while keeping consistency to the story, I really like how he directs all of his movies, and even during the most action-packed scenes I really liked, and during his CG parts of it, we can tell what's real, practical, or CG, but even during those parts, I just like how he works the camera with it. And the climax was really good to it, and it's indeed worth watching. Overall, I can't really say that it's the best X-Men movie in the series since I haven't watched all of them, but it definitely makes my 5 favorites list of superhero movies, pushing Superman off the list. This is indeed worth watching immediately in the theaters if you haven't yet, and for all of you haters that are still ripping on X-Men First Class for not following the comic books, then shut up. Give it a chance first and then complain. Out of 5, I give it 4.5 stars out of 5. So, that's all for my review. Rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'll be back later. Until then, this is Yuto Moses, signing out.